folks. So I wanted to take the time to continue the discussion that I started on legato back a couple months back. So in the first part, you'll remember we talked about practicing without your tongue at all and moving your slide in a nice, clean, and direct way. And the second way to work in legato is actually to understand there are two moving parts to our legato, two moving parts. The first is the tongue, and that's actually what defines the beginning of the note. This is when we're talking legato tone. When we're talking natural slurs, it's something completely different, as the tongue isn't involved. But in case of legato slurs, obviously there's the tongue and the second is the slide. And when people have difficulty with slide technique or have trouble with coordination, the vast majority of the time you find that it's moving the slide too early to the tongue. And it presents itself in the case of something like a smear. And very rarely do you hear the opposite problem where people move the slide too late. I've actually only heard it once in my teaching career that I can remember. Well, ignore the natural slur at the end, but the point is the legato tongue. And what the best way I've found to deal with that is actually to separate those two, to work on them independently. And so first of all, you can establish a tempo. In this case, I'll use my foot, which probably shows up. That's a consistent tap. And I'm going to take those first few notes of that bordoni, the first 4 notes, and I'm actually going to play them all as quarters. So, to practice this, what we can do first is just play those as a series of Gs. So once you've done that, you've established the tongue sets the rhythm. Then we actually intentionally can move our slide too late in basically a rhythmic pattern. If this is our tempo, then our 16ths are 1 E endo, 2 E endo, 3 E endo, 1 E endo, 2 E endo, 3 E endo. And so I'll move my slide 1/16th note too late, very much in rhythm. So I get this pattern. And then I'll pull the slide a little bit earlier, as it's say a 32nd. Move it a little earlier, say a 64th. You can hear things are already starting to get clean. I move it just a touch earlier, and I've got my sweet spot for coordination. So, that's an exercise I do, and I find it helpful, and I'll have my students do, and many of them find it helpful. There are some that don't, and if you don't find it helpful, you can keep searching for things that can help you out with it. But I hope you do, and good luck.